you want to start collecting Disney Cars Diecasts. Let's talk about everybody's favorite hippie van, Fillmore. Unless, of course, you have another favorite hippie van and that I don't know about, in which case that's your favorite, but whatever. As far as character concepts go, Fillmore has always been one of my favorites. In fact, he's one of my favorite characters in the Cars franchise. He's just so funny to me. The fact that he's just a literal hippie van, in the most literal sense. It's really funny and definitely a character that had to be made. That had to be made for the Cars movies, even if he didn't show up until Cars 3. It's one of those things that Disney and Pixar couldn't pass up on. It's one of those car types that you definitely need to show in your movie, and it's pretty cool that Fillmore's a main character. So today we're going to be going through some of the most important Fillmore diecasts, and fair warning, 2 of the diecasts I cover in this video aren't actually ones I own, so I'll use the magic of editing. You guys will see them up in the corner as per usual. So, of course, let's start off with your normal Fillmore, sort of. This is the 2006 Fillmore. I just brought him here because I wanted to show you guys his back wheel is broken. And then this is a 2017 Fillmore. Everything's nice and fixed, and he works perfectly. But if you were to buy a Fillmore from 2019, he will have a different face. He'll look like that. Photo credit goes to Get Me Collectibles on eBay. Go check him out. I buy stuff from him literally all the time. He is awesome. It's a new version of Fillmore. The colors are a little more vibrant as well, but the most important thing to note is the new facial expression, which I definitely prefer. It's closer to his Precision Series release. Speaking of which, I will cover the Precision Series soon, but it all depends on whether or not that line keeps on going, because it's kind of in hot water right now regarding whether or not it'll continue. So, of course, you got to get yourself a normal Fillmore, fairly common as per usual. And the only other Fillmore that's really important to the first car, since Fillmore doesn't have all that many variants, is this guy right here, Pit Crew member Fillmore, with his gas cans on either side. They're actually Diecasts fuel right there, on his little, attached to his little tie-dye headband. The rest is just exactly the same, but this is definitely another Fillmore that you would probably want in your collection if you're trying to get some Fillmores. I also want to very briefly give a shout out to this guy right here, the Radiator Springs Classics Cars 3 2017/2018 Fillmore, who's looking up. Another great revised expression. Him looking up, just like how he does in his famous debut scene in the first movie. You know, man, every third blink is slower. And this is famous in my eyes, I guess. And I'm surprised that the new Fillmore isn't using this face, but I did just want to very briefly mention this if you want to get a nice expression change for Fillmore. So those are the only 4 Fillmores I'm going to be showing you today, or actually 3 Fillmores that I physically have. Of course, I already covered the new 2019 Fillmore, but let's move on to Cars 2, where Fillmore had another pretty major role on McQueen's team. So, Race Team Fillmore was released, who I don't have despite being super common. He's just a little different than normal Fillmore. Of course, he has the 95 on his side, and also has a slightly different expression. And then there's my favorite Fillmore, what's probably my favorite Fillmore, the Race Team Fillmore with headset, which I've been trying to get for quite a while. He's not all that expensive, so I gotta make sure to pick him up soon. He's basically the same, just with a headset. So, those 5 are definitely the Fillmores I would recommend picking up. He's had quite a few interesting variants throughout the years. There's also a variant of Cars 2 Fillmore with a different eye expression. There have been a whole ton of Fillmores. Of course, the Christmas variant, which I do have, but I'm not showing in this video since it's not really one I find all that necessary to cover. There's been Road Trip Fillmore, so many different things, and I can't wait to share them all with you as I cover the Road Trip series and other things in future episodes. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Up next, tune in next time on Collector's Guide, is we'll be talking about 2010. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.